What's up, people? I'm Shaggy, the opinionated hippie, and today I'm going to talk about my 10 favorite Doors songs. That's all this list is. Did the Doors albums, now I'm doing the songs. Started this channel to do all things Frank Zappa and expanded his concept of the big note. Frank Zappa riffed on the end in the 60s, Tiny Six Tears, Volume 4, You Can't Do That on Stage. They did the Mothers of Invention anti-smut loyalty oath, which they promised not to expose their members to the crowd the way Jim Morrison did. Except for private showings in the motel room, which is the Holiday Inn. If Only She Woulda features the Rayman Zarek secret chord progression. And Jim himself gets name dropped in Tinseltown Rebellion and Returning Again, the latter which has a Light My Fire quote. So yeah, that's it. That's how we got here. These are my favorite songs. I've never gotten super philosophical about the Doors. That has always been a band that I've just enjoyed, never been obsessed with them, never became too in over my head or gone down a Doors rabbit hole, though I do enjoy their live albums. So I don't really have much to say about these songs other than these are the ones I really like. And a lot of these songs, the Doors have me at hello, to quote a really cheesy movie. Like just the first like the first beat out the gate with whatever like vamp they're gonna go on just gets me and I'm immediately drawn in. There's a couple songs on this list, like from the very first note, I'm like, okay, I'm in. They've already won me over. They can't go wrong from here on out. And that's how a lot of these songs sort of like qualify. But anyways, yeah, that's it. At the end of it, I will put up a list of all of them so you can see all of them in case your memory is bad and you want to know. All right, number 10, The Mosquito, off Full Circle, their last album without Jim Morrison. This is a weird little song. Has a little part in Spanish. No me moleste mosquito. No me moleste mosquito. Let me eat my burrito. Yeah, kind of bad, right? Really bad. But then it goes into like this little La Cucaracha jam, kind of like La Cucaracha. And then it just goes into this really cool sort of jam, back into the verse, chorus, whatever that No Me Moleste Mosquito is. And then just another jam. Just a weird song in a catalog full of more weird songs than you probably remember they have. But this might be the weirdest. It's fun, doesn't take itself too seriously, but some of the music in it is just pretty interesting and pretty catchy. And after a while, I have to admit that No Me Moleste Mosquito kind of gets stuck in my head. It's kind of an earworm for these ears. Number 9, Running Blue. Another really weird song. This is off the Soft Parade, their weirdest album, underappreciated. This is short song, 2.5 minutes. They managed to pack quite a lot into it. There's like a verse, a weird little back porch mandolin, like country hoedown section that I think Krieger sings. And then the chorus just has one of the best, just memorable hooks, like gotta get back to LA, looking for a dock on a bay or something like that. But it's just Morrison. It is sort of like there's a positivity about it and an uplifting nature about it. And then they drop into this neat little jam. So yeah, short, effective, a lot going on for 2.5 minutes, but a really solid, great song in the middle of an underappreciated weird album. Running Blue, number 9. Number 8, The Wasp, Texas Radio and the Big Beat. Oh yeah, this is just a huge song. I just love it. It's just that drive, that sort of just dun 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 dun, whatever that is. It just drives this whole song. Yeah, just a great song. Don't know what to say about it. Now that I live in Texas, I like it more, even though it's about Texas radio and then it's about what? Like the Southeast, right? Somewhere in the swamps of the Southeast or something like that. So yeah. But again, it's just that rhythm section that's driving this. It's just so forceful and so dominant. And it always reminds me of like driving through like West Texas with like just confidence where you can hit like, you're legally can hit like 80 miles per hour and you're just like listening to some like, radio station off in like Del Rio or something like that. Yeah, great song. Number 7, Peace Frog. Just that amazing intro, that guitar riff, the little keyboard thing, the breakdown in the middle where he does like the Indians on Dawn's Highway and all that stuff like that. Just another funky, probably one of their funkiest songs. Like Ray Manzarek, whenever he kind of takes the lead with like the intros, like funk's gonna happen. The Doors are gonna bring their version of funk. This is one of the funkiest. Manzarek is supporting the guitar parts perfectly, and Morrison's just got some kind of weird little lyrics in there, including that little breakdown in the middle. I'm a slam poet. I run a poetry slam here in San Antonio. I took this song and the end and I wrote a poem about mimes, like mimes scattered on dawn's highway bleeding. White faced freaks crowd the young child's fragile circus fearing soul. One mini a slam with that poem. I end it by doing the end where the mime walks down the hall, paints his face in the ancient clown gallery. Yeah, I'm just bragging about my poetry skills right here. But yeah, I love this song because like it inspired a poem that has won me lots of money over the years. But yeah, it's also just a weird, indulgent door song. Another perfect example of some of their weirdness, but funky weirdness. Number 6, 5-1. Another one of those that from the beginning, when that first bass line comes in the beginning, I'm just in. This is a great song. I think it is one of Morrison's best vocal deliveries. I think he's just given it all. It is without a doubt the highlight of this album, Waiting for the Sun. It's the closing track. Almost makes waiting through the entire album. Waiting for this song through the entire album, however version of that word you want to use. Worth it. A great song and a live feature of a lot of their shows. Done very, very well. But yeah, I think it's just one of their most powerful 4.5, I think it's like 4.5 minutes of music. Just absolutely epic. These top 5 are like the longer songs. I think they do long songs very, very well. Roadhouse Blues, number 5, off Morrison Hotel, the lead off track. Like I said in the albums video, I fell in love with this song because of Blue Oyster Cult's version of it on Extraterrestrial Live, which Krieger sits in and plays guitar. And then I seen Blue Oyster Cult before I ever got into like a serious deep dive of the Doors. I love the song because of Blue Oyster Cult. I knew it was a Doors cover. I grew up in LA. The Doors, I think every song on every album was played on LA radio in like the 70s and 80s. They love the Doors out there, KMET especially. Rest in peace. But yeah, it was the Doors version the BOC version that absolutely made me fall in love with this. I think it's a great song. Just the woke up this morning and got myself a beer is classic. I mean, there are so many things utterly perfect about this song. Yeah, another great live staple too, that they would bring so much to live. Number 5, Roadhouse Blues. Number 4, The Soft Parade, the title track, the closing track off that album. Another weird song. Starts with sort of like Morrison going off, like giving a soliloquy about, things and kind of an invocation of something of some sorts. And then we go off into the music. We get a couple really, really nice jams in there. Like I said in the album thing, if this band had decided to like go the jam band route and just kind of even spread out a little more and expand a little more than they already did once Jim Morrison had passed, I think they could have had a career. I think they could have made it. They are a good band. And like Morrison is not doing anything in these jams. He's not playing an instrument. This band didn't need him musically. While obviously the better songs are when he was with the band, they could have made a career after Morrison if they had indulged in this sort of jammy side. And there are elements in the Soft Parade which clearly support that argument, I believe. Number 3, When the Music's Over, Turn Out the Lights. Another one of those epic long songs, very Ray Manzarek driven. I think the best performance of this, the Ice Cream Man is here, is from Live at the Hollywood Bowl. They open up with that and they kind of start off the song and then everybody kind of cuts out and Manzarek gets a nice little solo for like a minute and a half, and then they go back into it and Morrison just delivers that scream and then we're off to like an epic version of this song. That was the version that ultimately made me fall in love with the song as much as I did. Now when I hear it, I realize the full potential that this song has. But again, great song, great way to end the second album. Just another like 8-minute plus masterpiece by this band. Number 2, I wanted this to be number 1 so much because it is the best California song ever written, I believe, and that is LA Woman. Just such a utter classic. It feels like you're driving down the freeway, and if you've never lived in LA, LA is freeway culture. Like, if you're going to go somewhere, you don't tell somebody how far it is, because 10 miles probably means 45 minutes because of the traffic, whether you're on the freeway or you're taking side streets. Like, I think I grew up on the beach, on the coast down in Huntington Beach. We used to go to hockey games. I was a huge LA King hockey fan. I think it was like a 38-mile drive. Yeah, it could take an hour and a half to get there because of traffic. You're like, it sucked. I mean, that was in the 80s. So I have no idea how bad it is now. But yeah, and it captures that. The hills are on fire. Like literally the hills of Los Angeles mountains would be on fire every 3 or 4 years because of dry conditions. My grandparents would have to evacuate, come live with us. Never lost their house, fortunately. But just everything about the song seems to me to capture what it's like to be in LA. The other thing that I think is one of the best sort of encapsulations of California life, Lana Del Rey's Norman fucking Rockwell album. That is California at its absolute best, an absolute masterpiece. Just to give a shout out to that album. And number one, The End. I mean, come on. Just one of the greatest psych rock songs ever written. It's creepy, it's eerie, it's mysterious. It's been heavily, I know that there has been lots of like scholastic interpretation about what this means. The performances of it live are fantastic. Yeah, I mean, its use of in Apocalypse Now, as I said in the album's video, I think it's the best mashing of a musical song that already existed and a movie. I don't think there is a better one. If you know of a better one, of a movie and music coming together, let me know. I'm sure there are others that are in contention, and I would acknowledge that, but I think this is by far the best. Just an all absolute classic masterpiece. Spooky, weird, creepy, that the killer walks down the hall. Father, I want to kill you. Just absolutely ridiculously fantastic. And Robbie Krieger's guitar lines, that whatever snaky, weird, evil type, black smoke from Lost type thing that is, just sends shivers down your spine in the best way possible. That's The End, my number one. That's it. My 10 favorite songs. That's all I got to say about them. There they are right there in 1 to 10 order. I think I spelled them all right. Just incredible. Really good songs. Pretty easy list for me to put together. The only other one I wanted to put on here was Alabama Song, but because it was a cover, I did not. But usually I won't give a shout out to 11, but it's a cover, so I'm going to give a shout out to it this time. But yeah, there we go. Let me know what your 10 are. Let me know what I should check out because I forgot. You're like, how did you not put this song on here? There are number 11, man. I went back and forth with the Mosquito and number 11 because number 11 is really good, but I decided, nah, I'm going with the Mosquito. I got to give that some love because I do enjoy its weirdness so much. But anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, share, like, comment, all that stuff. And then go listen to some music. And when the music's over, do something else. All right. Take care, people. Peace.